All right, so what we're talking about today is section 1.1 of geometry. And so this is the beginning of geometry, so there's a lot of new terms we have to learn. The first one deals with something in geometry called the three undefined terms. And what that is there's three terms that make up all of geometry, and you cannot create a definition for them because it has to use the word inside the definition. And those three words are point, line, and plane. Okay? We'll be able to talk about what they are and kind of give you a definition, but those are just three undefined things that we have to accept are true. So a plane is a flat surface. So the desk you're writing on is a plane, the wall in front of you is a plane, the floor is a plane. So anything with a flat surface is a plane. When you draw a plane, you draw it like a parallelogram, like I did here. And there's several ways to name the plane, and you're going to learn in geometry that it's pretty picky what you have to do. You can name it plane M, and that's a capital M that's cursive in one of the four corners. Or you can name it by the 3 points, which would be plane ABC, plane BCA, any of those 3 points in order. You cannot include that M with those other points because M does not represent a point, it just names the plane. So a plane is a flat surface, and those are the two different ways that you can name them. The next term we have is a line. And a line is just a line that goes on forever in both directions. So you'll see there's arrows at both ends, and there's a couple ways you can name it. When you have a line, it's a lowercase cursive letter, so line M out here, or you can name it by 2 points, A and B or BA. And if you notice, there's arrows at the end of each of the line at the ends, and so when I write it, it also has arrows above. So lines go on forever in both directions. The next thing we have is a line segment. And a line segment, it has 2 endpoints. So it has a starting and a stopping point, and so there's no arrows, it just ends with points. And you would name this AB or BA. And if you read it, it would be segment AB or segment BA. So a line goes 2 ways, a line segment goes no way, it stops, and the last one is a ray. An array goes 1 way, so it starts and it keeps going one direction. So it has one endpoint. When you name ray, it's ray AB or ray BA, but if you notice, since the arrow's right here above the B, it also has to be above the B when you write it. So most people will write it this first way, but you can write it this second way, going backwards, as long as the arrow's above the B. Collinear. Collinear is kind of what it sounds like. It has the word linear in it, which is line. So collinear is when points are on the same line. So if it says points A, B, and C are collinear, then I would draw 3 points on the same line. Non-collinear is what it sounds like, not being collinear. So these are points not on the same line. So collinear is on the same line, and not collinear or non-collinear is not on the same line. The next thing I have is coplanar. And coplanar is kind of what it sounds like, but this time it's with a plane. So these are points on the same plane. So if you put both your feet on the floor, your feet are coplanar. If you have both your hands on the desk, your hands are coplanar. Whenever you have things on the same surface, they are coplanar. And then non-coplanar means they're not. So if you lift one foot up and one on the ground, those are on different planes. So those are non-coplanar. An intersection is what happens when lines intersect, when things cross each other. Okay? We're going to talk about what the different types of intersections are, but intersections is when things cross each other. When you have intersections of lines, they cross right here at a point. So 2 lines intersect to make a point. The other type of intersection we have is intersections of planes, and this is the harder one to see. But when you intersect planes, 2 planes intersect to form a line. So this blue and gray intersect, and they intersect along that whole part. If you look around, if you look at the ceiling and one of the walls that it connects to, it has a line that's a crease, because it can't just connect in one point, otherwise it'd be open. So when two planes intersect, they form a line. Okay, so you need to make sure that you understand the difference between line, line segment, and ray, and then you need to know your vocabulary words of collinear and coplanar.